Hi, I'm unmuted now. By the way, if you're joining me on Facebook and YouTube and all the places, I was just unmuted. I'm also here on Instagram, and today we're talking about how to be more vulnerable on social media. Not even how to be more vulnerable on social media, but like, do you even want to be vulnerable on social media? I know when I have that feeling of like, yeah, when someone says vulnerable on social media to me, I suddenly think that they are putting out they're showing you their dirty laundry, the fights with their husband, the open gaping wounds of their life, and you're just sharing it without holding back on social media. And when I talk about being vulnerable in social media, please note that is not at all what I am talking about. But I'm here to tell you that if your social media is not working right now and you're not connecting with your coaching prospects and nothing is happening for you on social media, and you think that, that it's just a pain and you really hate it, then this discussion is for you. When you can find a little vulnerability in yourself and you can start sharing that on social media in an acceptable way, you will love posting on social media even more. You will be inspired. In fact, social media can even help you be a better coach. And all of it has to do with one little word, and that is vulnerability. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, John, what's up? Dr. V is in the house. So before I get started, I want to mention something. I am so passionate about this word vulnerability. And when I learned how to embrace it and I understood what it meant, what it looked like in a family situation, but as well as an online coaching business situation, it changed everything. And I am so excited about how I can show you guys to actually love social media and connect with your clients. And so I've created a whole new course. This is how freaking passionate I am about it. So if you go to coachingcontentformula.com, that is a free workshop with me. It is a 5-day workshop. If you're struggling with creating content, if you don't know what to say, if when you post on social media, you feel like it sounds like someone else, and every time you have to post on social media, you are on the struggle bus, you need to get signed up for Coaching Content Formula. It's not free. Sorry. There's a small charge. It's $37. There is a small fee, but you will be able to spend 5 days with me on Zoom, and you will have a better understanding of your content. You will want to post content, and your content will actually start doing something for you. So make sure you go get signed up by going to coachingcontentformula.com. This training isn't happening for about 3 weeks, but snag your seat because things are going off the chain. So many people are already signing up, and we're waiting for you to join us. So coachingcontentformula.com. Hey, John, I'm so glad you guys are here. So tell me how you guys feel about being vulnerable on social media. Are you vulnerable on social media? Do you have a positive outlook on that or a negative outlook? Let me put it this way, okay? Brene Brown, her whole thing is vulnerability. I have fallen madly in love with Brene Brown over the past year during the pandemic, as I have embraced my own vulnerability in all areas of my life, including, and most importantly, being vulnerable with myself, okay? And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that today. But I think Brene Brown puts it best when she says, I'm talking to a American Sign Language person, somebody who knows American Sign Language. And I said, what is the sign for vulnerability? And they gave her 2 signs, okay? The first is this, like weak in the knees, okay? Vulnerable, right? We all know that kind of vulnerability is when you're weak in the knees and you're just completely at the whim of whoever is throwing you around. Thank you for the hearts. That's the first one. But the second one is what I want you guys to know for social media and how to improve connecting with your clients on social media. And it's this. Ready? It's this. You open up what's on the inside and you let it shine through. That's what vulnerability is. And again, I'm not talking about you dishing about your husband and yours latest fight. I'm talking about on social media. Sure, you can put quotes and a few stock photos out there, but those aren't going to connect with people. What connects with people is sharing a little bit about you and truly putting out there your fears, your dreams, and being comfortable to know that as human beings, we're not thinking people, okay? Thinking people, that's not what we are. We are emotional creatures. And so in order to make that very important connection on social media with your prospects, you have to learn how to open up a little bit. You got to open up, share some of your hobbies, share some of your dreams, certainly share some of your struggles. And when you show yourself as a real human being on social media, you don't feel like you have to act anymore. You can show up authentically and let people know, yeah, I'm a freaking human and I make mistakes, and here's one of them. Good luck. Okay. And number two, I can't remember what I was going to say for number two. So it was really, really important. I'm going to read a couple of comments right now. John says, I'm much better at being vulnerable than I was at one time after going through a crazy illness. I'm an open book. John, thank you for sharing that. I have not had that experience, but I can only imagine what going through an experience like that makes you realize that life is short. And really what we're all looking for in life is to connect and to feel a sense of belonging. And so when you go out to social media to post about yourself or to post about your business or to make some coaching post, right? We want to feel accepted and belong. So we always put that real great shine on it. And maybe we overthink it. And maybe eventually we just don't even post it because it's like, yeah, I don't know about this. I kind of give up on this. I'm not posting it. If I could tell you how many social media posts I've deleted. And as of recently, within the past 3 months, I'm like, I'm not going to delete any social media posts. This is how I feel right now. I'm going to post it. And I would challenge you guys to do the same thing. No more quotes. No more stock photos. Let's see our faces out there on social media and start connecting with your customers by opening up. Okay. I have some tips. We do have a longing for belonging. That's right. Okay. So vulnerability. This is Brene Brown's definition of vulnerability, and that is the fear of rejection and abandonment. And what else is worse? Okay. What else are you, as a coach who's running an online business, that your social media, and I don't care what social media you're talking about, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you should be on one social media, okay, guys? Especially with the iOS 14 updates that's totally slamming ads right now. I don't feel comfortable telling anybody who is like not ready to invest in themselves in ads that you shouldn't invest in ads right now, okay? Unless you're okay with risk, because that is what the ad game is right now. So what's our only option to grow our coaching business? It's to be authentic and authentically grow our social media. And so again, that's why I'm hosting this such important live workshop with me. The first time I'm offering it, I don't know if it will ever be live again. You can go and sign up by going to coachingcontentformula.com. If this is ringing true, if you hate posting on social media, if you don't even know what to post, this workshop has the answer. coachingcontentformula.com. And quite frankly, if you've ever bought anything from me and you think it's bull crap and you don't like it after you attend the workshop, ask me for your money back. Happy to give it to you because there's tons of value here. Dr. B said, interesting to see a totally different color profile here on Insta and a different camera angle. Oh, that is interesting. John says, I'm surprised how many people live vicariously through me and my RV adventures, but it's a bit of a balance mixing business and personal. See, John is struggling with it, but when you get outside of when you start sharing with people just a little bit, your thoughts, your interests, what motivated or inspired you today. As coaches, we're always motivated and inspired. Start sharing that on social media. Stop thinking, well, if I share that, I am certain, I'm guilty of this. I am certain that everybody else and their dog and their cousin knew this when they were 12. And I'm 42 years old and I'm just learning this. I'm not putting this out on social media because I'm an idiot, right? We just have to learn how to show our imperfect, idiot selves on social media, and you will find your customers, your clients, your prospects will connect with you, and you will have an everlasting well of things to post. I'm telling you, get out of your comfort zone. And I'll tell you more how to do this in my workshop, coachingcontentformula.com. But I have a few things. I have a few tips on going forth and being vulnerable. And we're going to go into these more during my live workshop. But number one, hi, honey. Ian's out of town, and now he's on Instagram. And I would talk to him since 5 o'clock this morning. Thank you, honey. I am 41 till September. He's right. He doesn't want to be married to a 42-year-old. You know what I mean? Richard says, as a coach, do you also share on your personal profile or on your business page? Richard, that's a really great question about that. So here's the deal. You're supposed to only share on your business page. It's against Facebook terms of service to share business stuff on anywhere else. But let me tell you a secret. Because I'm here to tell you to be vulnerable, because I'm here to tell you to share personal stuff, and because I'm here to tell you how to connect with your prospects, absolutely share on your personal profile. If you get kicked off, don't sue me, because it is against the terms, but you should be sharing on your personal profile. Your reach is higher. Things are better. It's just better for you to share on your personal profile. Well, Ian's almost 50, so he's never dated a 41-year-old before. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Richard. Here are 4 tips for sharing your imperfect idiot self, just like me. I'm an imperfect idiot. All right, here we go. Get to know yourself. So I've shared before on lives where it's like, in marriage, or, if you have a long-standing relationship, or if you have kids, if you have a significant other in your life, this has been my experience and the experience of those that I've chatted with. It's almost like you start melding into one, and suddenly it's been 15 freaking years and you and your husband have the same hobbies. You watch the same shows. If he doesn't want to do something, you kind of like push back on it. Like, oh yeah, I need to probably do what Ian does. And that really stifles your creativity out there on social media, especially if your significant other or your children, of course, are not in this doing the same thing you're doing, not inspired by the same things you're inspired by, not interested in the same thing you're interested in. So it can stifle that. So one of the best thing is getting to know yourself. I literally, and we'll be doing this in the workshop, in the Coaching Content Formula workshop, when I stepped away and started making a list of things about me, Lindsay 101, I started saying, this is the kind of music I like. This is where I want to go. These are my favorite colors. These are quotes that inspire me. These are my favorite books. These are, all of these things. When you actually write it down, you can start really getting to know yourself. And then all of a sudden, you get excited again about all the stuff you're interested in, and you need to start posting that kind of information on social media. Yes, Dr. B, my significant other is super public and super private. A real conundrum. That is so true. Richard says, as a coach, do you also share, said, it could be embarrassing to have your old aunties reading your posts. Well, would it? Or can they learn something from it, right? Richard, I would challenge you. John says, yes, you do. 27 years of living with my peeps, but it is cool when yes, you're going to like some of the same stuff, but I'm also saying you are an independent. You are an individual. You have your own, this is you, right? Yes, the people who love us and surround us, it's great to have them, but you are ultimately self-identity. You are your own person. And when you really start diving into that, the social media information and the social media inspiration comes a-flowing, okay? So get to know yourself. Literally write some stuff down about yourself and be like, this is Dr. V in a nutshell. This is his music. These are the quotes that he's inspired by. These are who he likes to hear speak. Just write it down. You'll find that you are self. You are yourself, okay? And you're also a really, really cool person. Next, start examining your definition of vulnerability and where you learned how to be vulnerable. Most of us learned these habits from seeing it modeled from our parents when we were young, and we continued the cycle. However they were when they were vulnerable, or taught us how to be vulnerable, or the reactions we got when we were little, when we were vulnerable, chances are now, fast forward as a business owner, as an adult business owner, you're still acting the same way vulnerably as you were when you were 8. So from my experience, one of the easiest ways to break this is when I go out to share something, I think, okay, why would I, literally start talking to yourself? Why would I not want to share that? Why do I feel uneasy about that? What was I taught as a child that I'm feeling right now that may or may not be true again? And start really looking at your definition of vulnerability and what you learned as a child about it. And you'll start seeing that you're still acting in some childish ways and you can actually grow past it. Okay. Reading. My parents were super duper private, no visitors in the house for years, probably because of my dad's home office. That's really interesting, Dr. V. I would be curious if you see the effects of that now being vulnerable. So the third one is share your truth, which is if you have an inspired, I already mentioned this, but when you have an inspired thought or you think something is really, really cool, instead of overthinking it and being like, well, everybody else knew about this 10 years ago, then I guess I'm the lame one. And so I don't want to share it. It's like this. I learned to love the Hey Ya from Outkast song about a year too late. I went to Ian a year after that song was like #1. You guys know that song, right? Hey Ya, I don't want to meet your mama, right? That one. A year after that song came out. And I was like, Ian, this is the best song ever. And he was like, that came out over a year ago. You're very, very late. What I want to tell you is post that crap on social media. Chances are you're not missing out on a hit song that was published a year ago. Okay? Just post it because I guarantee you everybody else is a freaking idiot too. And you shining your possible idiot light out there will make people be like, they totally get me. I didn't know that. That was very insightful. I'm going to pick that up. Okay? Don't be afraid. And then finally, practice. Practicing being vulnerable is the only way you're going to get better at it. So as I mentioned, post those social media posts you're not quite sure if people are going to make fun of you. Post that social media post where you're pouring your heart out and you want people to know that you struggle too, or that you're happy, or here's my accomplishments, or whatever the case may be. Post it. You guys will start seeing increased engagement. You will start seeing more customers coming and you will get better and more comfortable with being vulnerable. Okay? Let me summarize those 4 steps for you one more time on how to embrace your imperfect idiot inside and post on social media. Get to know yourself. What are you? Write it down. Number 2, your definition of vulnerability. Examine your childhood. Ask yourself why you act in these ways. Number 3, share your truth. Whatever that crazy thought is, that funny, crazy, insightful, powerful, awesome thought is, what's up, Tim? Share it on social media, okay? Don't be afraid that everyone's going to think you're an idiot. We're actually really looking to connect with people. So tell me what I can connect with. And then the final one is going to be practice. You're going to be practicing how to be vulnerable every single day. And you will find your social media will grow. You will totally find inspiration in it. And I can help you. So make sure, as my final call to action on this live, thank you for joining me, is to go to coachingcontentformula.com. That's going to be my live workshop where I'm going to teach you how to be more interesting and inspired and actually post on social media so people will want to read. And so you can actually build an audience and engage out there on social media. Go get signed up for this workshop. It's truly something from my soul and a way that I am being vulnerable to you. So if you want to see vulnerability in all the ways, get signed up for that workshop, coachingcontentformula.com. Okay? That's what I have. So please join me in that workshop. If you haven't noticed, I'm posting a lot on YouTube these days. So head over to lindsay.tube. I upload almost every day. I learn a new lesson or I'm inspired by something in my online coaching business every single day. I didn't want to lose all those lessons. So you guys can share with me out there on lindsay.tube almost every single day. Now, if you don't want to trust the social media algorithms for showing you when my new content is up, make sure you go to, are you ready? Get a pen or just pull up a browser right now, crew.com lindsay.tube. I write an email almost every single day to correlate with the new lesson that I've learned out there on lindsay.tube. Thank you, Ian. Oh, Ian's the biggest fan of the YouTube channel. That's what a good husband does. So lindsay.tube, go put your name and email in there. It's free, and you'll start getting this daily dose from me on your coaching business every single day. All right. Thank you for joining me today. I'm live every single Thursday right here at the same bat time, same bat channel. And I'll see you kids later. Go practice being vulnerable and sign up for my workshop, Coaching Content Formula.com. See you kids later.